Good morning, Career 11 Fellowship. I'm Reverend Jorge Suarez, Staff Minister here, and it's my honor today to be the host of this wonderful space called the Pre-Service Meditation. Welcome, everyone. I see that all of you start connecting, and I love to see that. For this meditation, we're going to spend around 20 minutes in silent meditation. And before that, we will do some reading exercise to take us into the silence. And the Om chant will invite us into the silence. Then after the time is almost over, the chant will return to let us know that we are getting close to the end. And then we'll hear 3 chimes. And from that, we will return. So thank you again of you. I love this whole meditation because it's a perfect time for being in stillness, in community, in communion, and in union. So thank you, all of you. Without more introduction, let's get our bodies setting up. That find that everything is without stress, without distress. Let's take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Another one. And with this last breath, let's return to our natural way to breathe. Without control, without manipulation, just be aware of that. But with that awareness, let's bring all your attention to the center of your heart, the center of your body, the center of your consciousness. Where we are one, where we are one in love, where we are one as a blessed. Where we start slowly, relax and lean from that presence. And slowly by slowly, we enter into the silence, in the stillness, where we chant invite us. And with the last shine, we take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Last one. We start take awareness of our body again. We start moving around. We open our eyes when we feel right. We also bring a smile into our face. And we look around everything with a different ways to look, with a different vision. Thank you everyone again for participating here in this wonderful space of community and stillness. And for now, let's hold our hands together close to our chest and bow in gratitude for this wonderful time. And our service will start at 10 in the morning, Arizona time. So stay tuned and I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Happy Father's Day, everyone. Here's a song that I wrote some years ago. He ain't here no more. He died years ago, but he still haunts one Ohio farm. Now some they swear that he still lives there, that his spirit's hanging round the barn. I got his face and I got his smile. Like him, I get crazy every once in a while. I got his eyes and I got his name running through me like blood in the vein. He'd till the ground with a calloused hand. He'd plant the seed and simply watch it grow. A country sage at a ripe old age, he said, son, you reap just what you sow. I got his heart and I got his style. To hell with the inch, I'm taking a mile. Right where I am, from where he came, running through me like blood in the vein. Now time moves on and seasons change, and life awaits up there around the bend. I can't forget nor pay the debt. I held his hand right up to the end. I got his face and I got his smile, and like him I get crazy every once in a while. I got his eyes and I got his name running through me like blood in the vein, running through me like blood in the vein.
Thank you so much, Reverend Glenn Swain. Good morning and happy Father's Day to all the fathers and father figures out there. Welcome to the Creative Living Fellowship online Sunday service. My name is Fran Peck. I'm a practitioner here at CLF, and I will be serving as the Sunday service host today. Whether you're joining us on Zoom, our website, Facebook, or YouTube, it is my pleasure to welcome you here. Please leave a comment and let us know that you're here. Creative Living Fellowship is a religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching, provides us with tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, happiness is a thing of thought. We welcome back Reverend Glenn Swain as our musical inspiration today. It is always a pleasure to have him here. Practitioner Emeritus, Reverend Mary Jane Hyde, is holding high watch for us today. This means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfolding of this service. Staff Minister, Reverend Jorge Suarez, who facilitated our pre-service meditation, is also serving as practitioner of the day. He will be bringing us the opening prayer, and then we will have the centering moment, which is a time for centering and reflection. I invite you to participate in this centering moment by turning within and sensing into the words and music, and even singing along if you wish. After the centering moment, Reverend Jorge will be back with the inspirational reading for today. Right now, here's Reverend Jorge with our opening prayer.
Let's take a deep breath. and center ourselves in the life, in the joy, in the abundance, in the love that is the life, that is the joy, that is the blessing that every one of us are here right now. Centering in our true nature, in the oneness with God, in the union with God, as God, here right now, with every breath. We bless everyone in this community. We bless everyone that is around here, around the world. And we bless Reverend Sherry, and we know that her message is touching, is inspiring, is motivational, it's actually take us into a highest level of consciousness of this nature that we are. We bless all the teachers of truth as well, knowing that they are doing and being that expression of God that serves everyone where they are. And with that blessings, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Knowing that all is good, all is perfect. And so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
And the reading for today is an excerpt from The Love of the Right Returns in the Gentle Art of Blessing by Pierre Prader-Band. On meeting people and talking to them, bless them in their health, in their work, in their joy, their relationships to the universe, themselves, and others. Bless them in their abundance and their finances. Bless them in every conceivable way. For such a blessing not only sows seeds of healing, but one day will spring forth as flowers in the waste places of your own life.
I stopped the worry and healed all the pain. Got nothing to lose and got all to gain. I'm gonna be seen around this town. My heart looking up, ain't nobody gonna hold me down. I'm gonna thrive, grab all the good that's passing by, living life with no limits. Make the most of every minute. I'm gonna thrive. Drop it on that's on me. Yes, I believe I'll thrive. Don't you wanna come too? I believe in you. 'Cause we're gonna thrive. Grab all the good that's passing by. Living life with no limits. Make the most of every minute. We're gonna thrive. Drop it on down and overdrive. There ain't no waiting, no second thoughts. We're feeling alive. Here's our shot to thrive. To thrive.
Thank you so much, Reverend Glenn Swain, and welcome back. It's great to have you back with us on this Father's Day Sunday morning. Good morning, everyone, and happy Father's Day to the fathers and father figures out there on this blessed day, this blessed Sunday. You know, here's a fun fact, some fun facts. Father's Day started on June 19th, 1910, and the first person to honor her father was Sonora Smart Dodd in Spokane, Washington. And she wanted to honor her father, who was a widower and raised 6 children by himself. And so in honor of him in 1909, she decided to start a Father's Day recognition. And then in 1910, it took off and became a day of recognition for fathers. But it wasn't until 1966 that President Johnson declared it a day of reckoning, a day of recognition, I'm sorry, for fathers. And the third Sunday in June became Father's Day. And then in 1972, President Nixon declared it to be a national holiday. So here we have Father's Day. And it took all that time for us to really, as a nation, begin to really honor the fathers and the blessings that they are in our lives and the blessings that they are to the world. So happy Father's Day to all of you. Let's take a breath together. We are talking about blessings, and so every other word I think that I've been using this month has been blessing in my personal life, in my work life, in my life. It's all the same life. But the word blessing just keeps coming up because this month we're talking about the blessing in blessing, the blessing in blessing. And I think as this month has progressed, I have begun to realize more and more as I bless my way through each day, what a blessing it is to bless, what a blessing there is in blessing. And so I'm trusting that those of you who've been following along with me on this blessing journey are beginning to experience the blessings in blessing, because there's a huge blessing to each one of us as we bless. And Ernest Holmes, as you know, as I've said before, Ernest Holmes defines blessing as a constructive thought directed toward someone. It should recognize the divinity in another person. And if it's with regard to a business, is a constructive thought toward that business and seeing it constructively. And so that's what we're doing as we go through this time of blessing. This time of blessing with another definition of wishing from the bottom of our hearts the very best for someone. Wishing from the bottom of our hearts, in total sincerity, the very best for someone. And that's the most important part, total sincerity, wishing the very best for someone. And so that's what I've been encouraging us to do this month. That's what I continue to encourage us to do. Today, the topic is a new way of being, a new way of being, a new way of being. And when that topic came up for me, the first thing I thought was a new way of being is to be a blessing in life, to be a blessing in life. Be willing to be a blessing in life. That would be a new way of being. But before we can get to a new way of being, we have to get to a new way of thinking. a new way of thinking of being a blessing, a new way of thinking about being a blessing, a new way of approaching the whole idea of blessing. Because, blessing is not something formal that happens. It's just something that just is, because there's no difference in blessing and love. Blessing is love itself. We don't have to think about loving. If we do, we have to also think about forgiving. If we have to think about loving. And so blessing should be the same way for us. It could be the same way for us. Just thinking of being a blessing in life. What does that mean for you? Are there people in your life who you just feel better when you're around them or when they're around you? Do you think that there are people who feel better from being around you? That's something to think about. If someone if you feel better just by being around someone, what is it about them that makes you feel better? What is it about them that brightens your day? What is it about them that makes you feel hopeful? What is it about them that just makes you smile, just makes you feel good? And whatever that is, that's the blessing. That's what a blessing is all about. And how often do you tell that person what a blessing they are in your life? Or how often do you tell anyone what a blessing they are in your life? These are all things that we think of and that we consider and that we get involved in when we are really looking at blessing and being a blessing in life. And when I say that blessing is really just love itself, it's really love, that there's no difference in blessing and love. I think about our purpose for being here, our purpose for being on this planet. Our purpose for being on this planet is to be delivery systems for God's love. We are to be delivery systems for God's love. And how do we deliver God's love? How do we deliver that love? By being open, by being available, by being open-hearted, by being blessings. And by blessing everyone we meet, everyone we come in contact with, everything we touch. And so I'm asking you today to just really adopt a new way of being in life by becoming a blessing, by being a blessing wherever you are, whatever you do, with whomever you find yourself. Being a blessing. And all of that starts with, as with everything, it starts with intention. You have to have the intention to be a blessing. You have to set your intention to be a blessing. And all these things I say start in the mornings. When you first wake up, set your intention for the day. Set your intention to be a blessing this day. But everything starts with intention, because intention drives behavior. But there's also got to be willingness. You got to be willing to be a blessing. You can set the intention, but you got to be willing to do it. You got to be willing to be a blessing, because it's not always easy to bless in certain situations. But when we're in a place of love, when we're in a place of openness, when we're in a place of availability, when we have set our intention and we make this a part of our regular practice, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And when we realize that we are not doing the blessing, that the presence of God within us is doing the blessing. The presence of God within us is the blessing. And so we can start our day with a little mantra for ourselves. With a little mantra for ourselves. The Spirit of God within me blesses everyone I meet. The Spirit of God within me blesses everyone I meet. It tends to heal everything I touch. It brings gladness to the life of everyone with whom I come in contact. I am a blessing to the world this day. The Spirit of God within me blesses everyone I meet. It tends to heal everything I touch. It brings gladness to the heart to the life of everyone I come in contact. I am a blessing to the world this day. And just saying that over, and if you don't remember those words, just the intention behind them, knowing that the Spirit of God within you is what blesses everyone. And so in order for you to recognize that, you have to be open and present to that Spirit of God within you. Always being open and available to that Spirit of God so that it can bless everyone with whom you come in contact. It can tend to heal everything that you touch. It can bring gladness to the life of anyone with whom you come in contact. This is what the Spirit of God does within us. This is how we carry God's love into the world, how we become vehicles for God's love into the world. And so I'm inviting you on this Father's Day to really be the blessing, to really be the blessing that you can be, that only the unique blessing that you can be to the world. Nobody can be a blessing like you. Nobody can be a blessing like me. So be willing to be yourself and allow that Spirit of God within you to bless everyone and everything. And another thing I invite you to do as you begin your day, when you first wake up and you really setting your intention for the day and your intention to be a blessing, is spend some time blessing 3 people that you really don't like. Spend some time blessing 3 people. And if you don't have 3 people you don't like, then 1 will do. But if you have more than that, but at least 3 people that you really don't like. Someone who could be, it could be someone you know personally, someone you know intimately, or it could be someone who's a public figure, or it could be whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. The point is for you to just spend time blessing them, wishing the very best for them, wishing the very best for them, without being specific, without any attachment to what that looks like, but wishing the very best for them and opening your heart so that you can just be in that consciousness of blessing and not in that consciousness of withholding. Because when it comes to withholding, there's, I think, an impossibility to be a blessing or to be blessing and to be withholding. Those two are mutually exclusive. I don't see how you can bless and withhold, or be a blessing while withholding. And so I'm inviting you to really start your day that way. Start your day that way. And what's required of you throughout the day is to be present in the present moment throughout the day. And that means that you're blessing everything, starting when you leave home in the mornings. If you're going to work, blessing your coworkers, blessing your work, blessing people on the highway, blessing your employer, blessing your employees, just blessing everything, blessing the work that you do, just being in that place of blessing, because you know what that does? It brings us into the consciousness of blessing. And when we're in the consciousness of blessing, when we have that consciousness, then we are blessed in return. And so many things come along for us that we can't even imagine creating for ourselves. Little things come along. Ernest Holmes says, count your blessings. Make an inventory of blessings every day. Make an inventory of the things that are really good in your life, the goodness of life. Make an inventory, be aware of how good it is that you're alive, that you have family, that you have friends, that you have a home, that you have whatever those blessings may be. He says that this is one of the most important things we can do, is to count our blessings and then to be so grateful for them. And the more we count our blessings, do you know that the more they grow, the more we experience, but we have to be in that consciousness of blessing in order to get into any of this, in order to recognize blessings when they're there. Oh, let's take a breath for a moment. I had an experience this week that was really, really powerful. It's been with me ever since, because I was also thinking that Ernest Holmes says, make sure that you include the little things, the things that appear to be little things as blessings, and just really think about those things and count them as blessings and know that they are blessings and how they can change our lives. This week I was going to this week I had to go to the post office. No, this week I had to contact the post office. I'm sorry. I had to contact the post office because I have been having my mail held, and I had given them a specific date to let the mail be released and brought back to my mailbox. And I wanted to change that date, but there was no way that I could do it. I kept calling the post office and calling the post office and calling, and the phone for 3 days. The phone would ring and ring and ring. And I would call different times of day and no one would answer. And I'd call different times of day and no one would answer. And finally, on the 4th day, I called a main number, an 800 number for the post office. And someone answered, and I told her what my situation was. And she said, well, she gave me a number to call. And she even taught me how to do some technology things. She taught me how to add a call on my phone and then merge a call. And I was really impressed that I was able to do that without disconnecting her, because I kept saying, if we get disconnected, can you call me back? And she's like, no, I can't call you back. I can't call you back, but you can do this. So I was saying, okay, I can do this. I can really do this. And I did it. That was one thing that I did. So immediately someone answered the phone. I told him who I was. He was the supervisor at that post office. And I told him that I had the other person from the main place and on the line. And they talked. And I told him what I wanted. I wanted to change my pickup date for the mail that they were holding for me there. And we talked for a while, and he said, well, your mail carrier is standing right here. So I'll let her talk to you and you can tell her what you want. And he said she was looking at the computer with him and she saw my name and she says, I know who she is. And she then got on the phone and I told her what I wanted. And I wanted to extend the mail hold, and I couldn't do it online. And she says, I'll just hold it for you. I know you. I know when you come back. I know your car. So when you get back, I'll just bring your mail. You just let me know. And I said, is that easy? And she said, yeah, I'll just bring the mail to you. You know what a blessing that was? That was very humbling for me. It was very powerful for me. I was so grateful, because do you know, I could not have created that myself. I could not have wished for that. If I had set up and said, I hope that when I call the post office, my mail carrier will be there. And I know her. She and I speak to each other when we see each other at the mail room. But the whole point is, she was standing right there when I called. The whole point is the supervisor for that office answered the phone. She's standing there. He told her, here's the phone. She is right here. All of those things I couldn't have created for myself. I would not have known to ask for that. That would have seemed, well, that's impossible. She's not going to be there. That's the kind of thinking we get into. But you know what? It's the consciousness of blessing, because that was such a blessing for me, because all of the angst that I had been feeling about dealing with this whole situation with the mail and nobody answering the phone, and how was I going to do this and how was going to work that out. I was trying to figure out the how, which is not my business, because God knows the how. But I got caught up in that whole thing, and I had made it really, really difficult. But it was so easy. It was so easy. It was unbelievable. And then we worked through that part. We had to hang up. Everything was okay. I continued to talk to the postal person from the customer service rep. And she said, call back, because we need to make sure that they have something else that she wants, information that they needed to have. We called back. Bernadette was still standing there talking to the supervisor when we called back. She got on the phone again, and everything worked out perfectly. That's been with me all week. That's really been with me all week, because I've been recognizing what a blessing that was. What a blessing that is. I don't have to be concerned about that now. I don't have to be concerned about the how. God always knows that. I just need to be concerned about the what. The what was getting my mail held. God knew how that was going to happen. But the whole point was being in the consciousness of blessing, being in the consciousness of wanting to be a blessing. And that's really my intention every day. It's been my intention for a long, long time to be a blessing wherever I go, whatever I do. How can I be a blessing in any situation? When we're in that consciousness of blessing, we get to be so blessed in so many ways. And so I'm inviting you to let go of those things that would keep you from being a blessing, refusing to be a slanderer, refusing to be a gossiper, refusing to be a harsh critic, refusing to be as one who engages in self-condemnation, one who engages in guilt, one who engages in regrets and shame. Those things for other people and for ourselves are not good for us, and they are counterproductive. They are blocks to blessings. And so when we can move into that place of just letting go of all that stuff, when we can move into that place of really living the intention of being a blessing wherever we go, whatever we do, of being an encourager of others, of being an encourager of others. And if you feel like you're not a person who does a lot of encouraging, get in the habit of it. Get in the habit of encouraging, just like we would our children. Learn to encourage children, learn to encourage adults, learn to encourage strangers if we need to. Because, we're all in this together. We're all in this life together. We're all in this life together. And so I encourage us to really, really do those things that are blessings to the world, do those things that are blessings to others, and importantly, do those things that are blessings to us. Because when we are blessing others, we are blessing ourselves also. It's all a part of the same thing. It's all a part of the same thing. And so keeping in mind that speaking words of blessing are so important, because scripture tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. So being mindful of the words that you speak, death and life are in the power of the tongue. We can kill someone's spirit with our tongue. We can lift someone's spirit with our tongue. We can kill our own spirit with our tongue. We can lift our own spirit. We can heal our spirit with our tongue. And so I think it's important for us to keep in mind, as Hafiz says, that the word you speak becomes the house you live in. If you don't want to live in that house, don't speak that word. If you don't want to live there, don't speak it. And so I encourage you to really, really look at, how am I being a blessing this day? How can I be a blessing this day? How can I be a blessing this moment? What would be a blessing in this situation? What would be a blessing to this person with whom I'm coming in contact right now? What would be? When can I be a blessing? So here we go with the 5 questions again. Who, what, when, where, how? Who, what, when, where, how? That's really a part of the mantra that we use for living our lives. A part of the mantra that we use for being a blessing is who, what, when, where, how. Who can I bless right now? What can I bless right now? What can I do to be a blessing right now? When is the best time for me to be a blessing? When is the best time for me to show up as a blessing? Because sometimes when is the best time for me to say what needs to be said in a way that is a blessing? That's what the when comes in. Who, what, when, where? Where can I be a blessing? And then how? We go always back to how. How? And if you have to ask that question, why should I be a blessing? Because I'm a delivery system of God's love. And this is how I am choosing to deliver God's love as a blessing, as letting my life be a blessing. This is how I deliver God's love to the world. This is how I deliver God's love to everything with whom I come in contact. This is how I am that place and space through which God expresses as love itself, as love itself. And so this is a new way of being that I'm inviting you to really partake of. This is a new way of being in the world. And many of you are already doing it. And I said, glory be. And then decide to do even more. Decide to be even more. Decide to open even more, because there's no limit to the amount of opening, the amount of love that we can express, the amount of blessing that we can do, the amount of God that can be expressed through us when we open up and just allow ourselves to be that place and space through which God can love, through which God can bless. There's no limit. And so I am inviting you to really develop this new way of being in the world. Walk through this world as a blessing. Walk through this world just being who you really are, being who you were really created to be, letting go of the small stuff, letting go of those things that don't matter, letting go of those things that race conscious beliefs would keep us held back from, letting go of all that stuff, and just deciding that we are going to live full out. We are going to live full out, starting right here and right now. Be a blessing and be the biggest blessing you can be. Be the biggest blessing you can be. And that the only reason I'm mentioning size is because that means open up. Open up so that more and more and more love can be expressed through you. More and more and more love can be expressed through you. More and more light can be expressed through you. Imagine yourself being a tree with no branches, nothing. And every blessing that you give is a leaf on that tree. Every blessing that you give becomes a leaf on that tree. Let that be a part of your imagination. Let that be a part of your vision of being this tree. And then you bless, 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 and then you bless. And the tree is filled with leaves. The tree is filled with leaves. You can't even see the sky for the leaves. Imagine that. Imagine that as your way of being in the world. Imagine that as your way of being in the world. This is what I leave you with. Imagine that, of being this tree that is filled with leaves. And more are coming on. More and more are coming on. And we have the opportunity to do that in each and every moment of each and every day. And so that's my charge to you this day. Dare to be a blessing. Dare to be a blessing. Dare to be a blessing. I dare you to be a blessing in the world this day and each day of your life as you move forward. So let's take a breath as we turn within in this moment. Just as we turn within in this moment, just recognizing that one power, that one presence, that one life, that one mind, that one activity that blesses us all, that one that is the only thing that is, that one that is my life, that one that is the life of each one of us, that one that blesses us and keeps us in each and every moment, that one from which we can never be separate because we are a part of it. It is a part of us. It is who we are. And so just knowing this truth, I bless each and every person, each and every situation and circumstance, knowing that that power and that presence of God is in the midst of everything that's going on, that healing is happening everywhere, in every body temple, in every relationship, in every affair that's going on, out the body of affairs that's going on, everywhere God is, that power is, that presence is, guiding and directing, lifting up, loving, blessing, comforting, protecting. That power and that presence of God that is always right where we are. Always right where we are. Always right where we are. Always in the midst of everything that's going on. How awesome it is to know this truth. And I speak this word for us in this moment. Knowing that healing is happening for each one of us as wholeness reveals itself as whatever it is that we may need at any moment, at any time. God is the provider and is providing for each and every one of us. I pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may speak their names silently or loud, and you may speak them now. And so for all those whose names are spoken here this day, I know that God is in the midst of every situation and circumstance. This word goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, anyone on this planet needing a blessing this day. I know for our government officials that everything is working together for good, for the highest good, for all concerned, that they are blessed in their work. They are blessed. They are blessed in their service to this country, to countries everywhere. I know the blessing of peace everywhere, that there are war-torn areas where there's chaos, there's peace, there's wholeness, there's healing, there's light. This word of blessing goes out everywhere. I know indeed that all is well, for I know that God is. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Sherry, for blessing us with your word and your being. This is our conscious giving time, the time that we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join us in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. CLF is a tithing church, so as you give to CLF, we tithe 10% of our income to local nonprofit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people. Our 2024 second quarter tithe recipient is the 1 in 10 POND program. POND, which stands for Promise of a New Day, is a housing program that provides housing navigation services for 18 to 24-year-old LGBTQ plus and allied folks who are at risk of or are currently experiencing homelessness. We are pleased to be able to support this 1 in 10 program. For online giving, please click the donate link on our website or in the comments on our Facebook page. Or you may use your cell phone to text to give. The text to give phone number is on the screen, and that number is 844-941-4360. Again, that number is 844-941-4360. Let us now repeat our offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God, and so it is. Here again is Reverend Glenn Swain with our offering music.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. The blessing, the blessing, the blessed day. The blessing, the blessing, the blessed day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. The loving, the loving, the loving day. The loving, the loving, the loving day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. The healing, the healing, the healing day. The healing, the healing, the healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, healing day.
Ooh, and thank you, Reverend Glenn, for the awesome music today. That Thrive song, I just want to use that when I go road tripping with my family. And did you see all those trees in his videos? I totally wanted to be there with him, but especially now. Thank you, Reverend Sherry, for changing my perception of leaves. Well, I'm Nicole, and it is now time for announcements. So let's jump right in. There we go. So, a reminder that we offer midday meditations Monday through Friday at noon on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. We also have a 20-minute pre-service meditation on Sunday at 9:35 a.m. in Zoom and on our live streams. The New Thought book study starts back up, or actually started back up yesterday, Saturday, June 15th. The group is studying the ancient Aramaic prayer of Jesus by Rocco A. Errico. In this special and unique book, Dr. Errico takes you through the prayer with the Aramaic words transliterated, bringing fresh insight and a deeper and richer understanding of these famous words of Jesus. The links for the book can be found on our website or in your weekly newsletter. So grab your copy today, start reading, and then drop in through Zoom on Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. The third quarter is almost here, and we are looking for an organization to send our tithe to. If you would like to be a blessing, then please nominate a local nonprofit organization to our board through the link that can be found on our website. And that image there shows you where to go. They will be voting on that at the next board meeting, so please make your suggestions. Our Sunday prayer room is available to you after service today. Our practitioners are available for one-on-one prayer with you in Zoom private breakout rooms. Or you can send a written prayer request as an email to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Please make sure that you put prayer request in the subject line. Upon receipt, our practitioners will pray over your request for 30 days. Remember, you don't need to walk around with a heavy heart. Let our practitioners support you with prayer. You can join us in Zoom on Sundays. Just be sure to identify yourself with your first and last name. Also, we do lock the Zoom room at 10:10 a.m., so don't be late. You can find all this information and links on our website under events or in your weekly newsletter. Well, that's it for me for announcements, and I am trying to get this out. There we go. Now I'm back where I can see you. But that's it for our announcements. So it's back to you, Reverend Cherry.
Thank you so much, Nicole. And thank you to Reverend Glenn Swain for being with us today. And thank you to Reverend Jorge for serving as our practitioner of the day and facilitating our meditation. And to Fran Peck, our host, and to Reverend Mary Jane Hyde, our high watcher today. It's wonderful to have you all in service here this day. Thank you all so very much. Let's just take a breath together. I'll just have several reminders, the usual reminders. The Treatment for Supply by Ernest Holmes, that's on page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook. And in talking about blessing, I just one line just came through for me. Those whom I can benefit and those who can benefit me are irresistibly drawn toward me. And that's one of my favorite lines in that Treatment for Supply, but there's so many good ones there. So just continue to use the Treatment for Supply. Those whom I can benefit and those who can benefit me are irresistibly drawn toward me. And of course, using the Prayer for Our Country by Ernest Holmes also. They're both on our website. I encourage you to use them and to use your own prayers. And blessing our country. That's the best thing we can do. It's blessing. That's a part of our blessing each and every day. I encourage you to do that also. Contact each other, keep in touch with each other, text messages, phone calls, emails, getting together in person, however it is you do that, and blessing each other each and every moment of each and every day. That is so important. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and we will be in touch with you next week. We'll see you next week again. So now we're going to close out with our closing song. I almost said the closing affirmation with our closing song. And that will be Blessed Always with Ricky Byers. Take good care.
be ready.